What is up, YouTube? How's everybody out there doing today? I hope you guys are having a great day. As you can see, we have, let me get a picture there. We have a 2010 Camaro SS on the left. This is a previous customer's 2010 SS here. Actually, we have a whole bunch of freaking SS's sitting in the shop today. Actually, the front one's a Z28, and we have SS and another SS. We'll get to them later. But we're going to be talking about this SS here. This is one of my older customers that I've been dealing with. Basically, they brought it back because they want a little bit more stuff done to it and some more upgrades, and here we are, obviously doing the upgrades. So basically, this car put down about 480 horsepower to the wheel. It is a 6-speed LS3 setup, and what's all done to this thing? It's heads, cam, intake. When we get it down the ground, I'll show you the engine bay there a little bit. It's a fast 102 setup. We're going to be doing a whole bunch of separate videos on everything being done to the car, which isn't a lot, but I figure, you know, what the hell, I can make, you know, 2, 3, 4 videos out of everything that we're going to be doing to this car. So, oh, and it has full suspension as well, so that's actually pretty cool. This thing's lowered like 1.5 inches. It sits extremely low to the ground, like stupid low to the ground. So basically what we're going to be doing on this setup as of right now is we're going to be doing the engine mounts. I already got the bolts out. There's a bolt down there, a bolt down there, and then you can't really see it, but you have a bolt above here as well. We're going to be taking these engine mounts out of here, these stock piece of junk. Go over here in my messy table, and we're going to be installing some Detroit Speed engine mounts in there, which is going to be pretty awesome. They're much better engine mounts, polyurethane rubber kind of a setup. If you want to upgrade, poly is going to be the best way to do it. All right, guys, so in order to do this properly, and the easiest way you can do it is obviously put a spin jack with a piece of wood on the engine, lower down the K-member or the subframe. So you got a 24 mil here, and then you have 21 up in this hole here, and then you have another 21 right there, and lower this thing down as low as you can get it. Leave a few threads in there as you bring it down. You should be okay. And I'm going to show you a trick to get these mounts out. Now, you might be screwing the screw jack up so high that you think you're damaging something, but you're really not. Just make sure you have a screw jack in the back. You don't want the car to flip off the lift, which would be bad. You definitely don't want that to happen. So usually what I'll do is I'll put one back here just to stabilize everything, and then as I'm jacking the engine up, I'll move these around and see if they're going anywhere, see if they come off the weight. But these are in there pretty good. They're not going anywhere, which is a great thing. So the easiest way, obviously you can't get it out like that. You can see, and you don't have a lot of movement here. So what you can do is you lift it up a little bit, turn it, and out she comes. And there's your old stock mount right there. This one here, same deal. This one's a little bit tighter, but it will come out. You might have to get a pry bar in here, but if you move it around a little bit, it'll come out. This one here's not so much fun to get out. It's got to go that way, and it is a pain in the butt. You got to take a hammer to it or a pry bar and kind of basically hit it that way to get it out. That's with this down as low as it's going to go without dropping it completely out. So we have this side in. Hopefully you guys can see that mount. That's in. We're going to go ahead and put that side in, and we should be good to go. All right, so that mount is in. That nice little engine mount is in there. And the first thing you're going to want to do before you lower the engine down is you're going to want to tighten up all your cradle bolts, get that cradle back up in there, and then we'll slowly lower the engine down and get these mounts lined up properly, and then we can go and tighten the bolts up top after we do the bottom ones, and we're good to go. We're going to go ahead and we're going to slowly lower the engine down using our screw jack here. Make sure everything lines up nice and pretty like. As you can see, it's going down very nicely. Look at that, boys. Look at that. Bingo. Bingo bango. And we are officially on the mounts. Now all we got to do, take our 2 bolts here. If you guys can see that. Those bolts go up top. We already got the bottom ones in. We're going to tighten them down. Tighten the top ones down from the top. And we should be good to go. Mounts are done. Car's back on the ground. Mounts are in and tightened. You probably can't really see it too much, but we'll go over here and look. You might be able to see them down there, but the bolts are tightened down, both sides. You have to get this one from the bottom. The other thing I want to put in this video, let's go over here. You guys definitely, I forgot to tell you this in the beginning of the video, but on the fit gens, make sure you take these little plastic holders out, because when you drop the subframe down, these notches that are there for the radiator, where the radiator sits, will come out, and they might fling forward or backwards a little bit, and you don't want to take the chance of jacking it back up and missing this and breaking the radiator. So definitely take these out. I've already put them back in, but definitely take these out. I just forgot to mention in the beginning about taking those out, but definitely take those out. Very, very, very important thing to do. So there's a whole bunch of other things that we're going to be doing to this car as well. One of them is going to be the RotoFab relocation bottle. We're going to be doing fuel rails. We're going to also be doing the relocation kit for the heater hoses as well. Plus we have a an aftermarket tensioner for it too, so an adjustable tensioner. So we're gonna be using them as well, and doing videos on that. All right, first things first, got to pop the trunk. There we go. All kinds of fun stuff in the trunk here, guys. Where is it? I think it's right here. There's the fuel rails. This, oh nope, here it is. I found it. Right here is the relocation setup for this. Oh, by the way, I want to show you guys this. It's pretty funny. I actually took this car out for a test drive because it had some issues that needed tissues, and it won Best in Show K&W Tire 2019 at a car show I took it to. My buddy was having a car show, and I brought this car along, and ended up getting Best of Show, which was pretty awesome. If you guys need tires, check out K&W Tire in Lancaster by Clipper Magazine. My buddy Grant there, he's a good dude, and he can get you some tires if you need some tires. So okay, so we have our bottle here. We're going to go ahead and unpack all this, get this out of this wrapping, and then we got to tear the tire off to get to what we need to get to in order to put this all together. All right, so here's our bottle right there. That's our nice little bottle. I'm going to show you where that goes. And then we have a little clamp, some grommets. We got some grommets, some tie wraps, and then obviously we have our RotoFab instructions as well, and how to install this thing. So let's get started. Just to give you a little idea, that's pretty much what it's going to look like. It's going to replace that one. It's going to sit down here beside the air intake system. Sits in there really nice, but I just laid it in here just to kind of give you an idea what it looks like. But we're going to take it all back out. We're going to take the lid off and take this one out, and then go ahead and put that one in properly. Well, get back. Oh my god. So we got the wheel well out of the car, wheels off, and we're gonna go ahead and dismantle this and take this off. Now it's only a few bolts. Oh my god, hopefully you guys can see that. It's kind of, the light's kind of weird. So we got everything unplugged, so the plug's unplugged here. We can put that over here and get that out of the way. That's kind of a weird setup. And then we have two bolts. We have a 13, and then another 13, and this entire assembly will come out. Now the big thing you got to keep, in mind is there's fluid in this hose. Man, this light is like really, let me move this light somewhere else, guys. This light's like having issues that need tissues. There, that's a little bit better. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe a little bit better. So this hose, when you disconnect it, fluid's going to come out of here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this, and we'll probably just put it in a, I have a nice like coolant, empty coolant jug that's clean, that we can put the remainder of this in, and then we can get this all taken apart, and then we can put this all back together, because the only thing we're going to be mounting in here is the pump itself. Everything else is going to be going inside the engine bay. So let's get that thing out of there and drained, and we'll show you how we mount the pump. Okay, so I kind of messed up, and I made a little bit of a mess, but we did get the bottle out and everything. So let's get the pump mounted, and then we'll go back up top. We're going to put the bottle in. Here's the actual the old line here that we're going to be reusing. We'll put the new bottle in, and then we got to run the hose up in this area here and bring it out to where the pump's going to be sitting. All right, so we have our pump mounted up. I went ahead and wrapped the hose, which goes up to the windshield wipers right there. Wrap that around, not too tight, just once around this harness right here. That way it's not flopping around too bad down there. But basically what we're gonna have to do, and it's plugged in too, got it plugged in. So basically we'll tuck that all away. It looks pretty nice. What we're gonna have to do now is we'll go up top, stick the new washer bottle in, windshield washer reservoir bottle in, and then run the line through here. There's a little area I could probably like squeeze the line through here or something like that, and run it down, and we'll be connecting it to this portion right here. This is where it's going to be sucking the fluid in and then spitting it out. So we're back up top here, and we're going to be installing the bottle in its rightful home, but there is a few things that we need to do first before we do that. The very first thing is this grommet right here. There's a hole down there that it needs to go in. This piece here kind of screws onto here like so. I'll show you what happens where this goes then once we get it screwed completely down like so. Okay, so that goes there like that, and then this here has a little sticky tape on the back that goes over top of it and around it and like down like so as like a cushioning mat. But let's get this sticky tape off the back here and put it on. All right, so that's on, good to go. Now we just got to get this guy in the hole down below there. All right, I'm hoping you guys see if my grimy little hands are out of the way, but there is, you probably can't even see it, but maybe you can, I don't know. Let me move my hand out of the way, I don't know. You probably can't see it, but right here, there's a hole. And this grommet right here needs to go in that hole. Basically, that grommet's for this piece here, so when we slide that rubber piece there, inside of there, this goes and pops in there and holds this in place. That way it doesn't move around all that much. Keeps it nice and steady, you know? So the next step is installing it permanently inside this car. All right, bottle's in, secured. There's a little, where that grommet was, you can see that grommet right there. There's a little piece that goes in that grommet, and that's in there as well, so that's nice and secure. That bottle's not going to come out, which is great. Now all we got to do is run the hose and put it all back together. Pretty simple installation. Very first thing we'll do here is we'll go ahead and we'll put the Air Inductions lid back on here. Alright, hopefully you guys can see this, but basically what we're going to do at this point is we're going to wrap this hose around. That way it's kind of just out of the way. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to squeeze this hose over this little nozzle somehow, some way. We'll just try to get it on as far as possible, and I think that's pretty good. It's not going to leak. It's not going to have any issues. We can go ahead and put all this back together here, like so. And get that up in there. We'll lower it down a little bit. It's actually a little too high, and I'm a little too short. Obviously, you can see. You can't see none of it, actually. Obviously, you can't see. That's what you need to. That's what I really should be saying is obviously you can't see. But make sure this is all tucked back up in here like it needs to be, and get the wheel back on. All right. Well, that's all done, filled up. Made a little mess here, actually. Better clean that up. Got a little bit of a mess going, boys. A little bit of a mess. We're gonna go ahead, close this beautiful hood. Look at that. Beautiful car, by the way. Beautiful, beautiful car. We still got to torque down the driver's side wheel, but and I got to install the wideband as well. Probably not going to do a video on installing the wideband, only because of the fact that it's a wideband. It's not that difficult to install. You put it in the exhaust, run the wires up through the shifter hole, and you're good to go. So there you go, guys. There you go. All right, so don't mind my red eye. because I've been rubbing it. I don't know what's going on. I think there's allergies in the air, and my eye's been watering like freaking crazy, guys, and I can't take it. It's driving me nuts. So don't pay attention to this, all right? It's just a little condition that I have. But yeah, there you go. Simple installation of motor mounts on a 5th Gen SS, and that washer, or that windshield washer reservoir there when you have a colder inductions intake and that they have that lid on. You don't want to take that lid on off every time you want to fill up your windshield washer fluid. So that bottle definitely does help a lot. Definitely does help a lot. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for the next set of mods that we do on the SS. There's like 3 SSs in here. On that SS, that particular SS right there. Don't forget to subscribe, see more videos on that. The next one, actually I'm doing a headlight review. I'm going to show you guys that right now. Just a little teaser. For the next video is going to be on a set of last fit headlights. You'll notice I have 2 boxes here. And the reason why I have 2 boxes there is because one set is going on a friend's car. The other set is going to be a giveaway. So be on the lookout for the next video. It's going to be a LED comparison to stock shitty ass headlights, and I'm going to be giving away a set of their company's 9006 bulbs. So if you have a vehicle that utilizes the 9006 bulbs, there you go. Hopefully that might work for you, and keep an eye on that video, and I'll tell you how we're going to do it, how we're going to do the giveaway and stuff. But it should be pretty fun, pretty interesting, and someone's going to get a set of literally like over $100. I think they're over $100 for those LED light bulbs, but you know, they're expensive and they're very good. So you guys will see that in the next video coming up, and then probably after that video you'll see the rest of the install mods on this car, and that'll be all finished out with that then. Other than that, guys, deuces.